Welcome to the Tiger Men's Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Maricas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Sean Nadlin. And, Coach, your season has yet to begin as, Mother Nature has finally told Lacrosse, you're screwing it up. You're screwing it up.
Your prayers have been answered.
Prayers
have been answered.
It's a spring sport. No, your game against North Carolina postponed. The reason, the temperatures, or the reason because of what was coming from, or what North Carolina expected and afraid they weren't going to get here?
Yeah, around here, playing the game on Sunday was pretty much unlikely just with the temperatures and the real feel. So we were looking to push the game to Monday, where it was definitely a balmy, like 25 degrees, so it would have been great. But really, it was what was going down in North Carolina. They were getting, I think anywhere from 4 to 6 inches over that weekend, and worry about them getting on the road and, student athlete safety and everything, which I think was probably the right call from their perspective.
Disappointing, though, because that's a big matchup for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get the season started. We got, obviously, a great schedule. They were a part of it, and definitely disappointing. Our guys were disappointed when we broke the news to them, but, just stuff that you got to deal with during the season.
So now, how does that affect what you have done over the last 5 or 6 days?
So the weekend where we would have played them, we allowed our guys to kind of rest, and knowing that we still had a full week plus until our next game, and we need to get a little bit healthy coming out of preseason with some things. So we've done a full week of practice. We'll give them off on Saturday, and then get back to work Sunday, Monday, leading into the game on Tuesday.
All right, so you do open up the season against Johns Hopkins on Tuesday at Homewood Field. They have a game in the books against Robert Morris, which they won 17-2. They today, Thursday, canceled their game against Georgetown this weekend. Are you expecting a lot of cancellations again this weekend?
Yeah, I know games have been shifted around. Some moved to Friday already. Anything outdoors that can't go indoors, I'm sure, especially on Saturday, is supposed to be pretty nasty. So,
all right. Does that affect? I'm sure you probably would have liked Johns Hopkins to play Georgetown on Saturday, because they'd have to turn around and play you a couple of days later. You're probably hoping for a long, maybe like Pat Scarry said in his basketball show, an 8 or 9 overtime game, and get them worn out. But now that they haven't played, does that change how you scout them at all?
It just gives us less to scout, right? We would have had that Georgetown film, been able to process that, see, how they've had to, change things up, or how they've had to play a different team in Georgetown than Robert Morris. So we just don't have as much to scout. So we just got to rely on the Robert Morris and go from there.
Well, Matt Collison, 5 goals and an assist on Monday or Tuesday when they played against Robert Morris, and Hunter Chauvette, he had 6 goals. The thing that impressed me when looking at the stats, I didn't see the game, one, they only had 10 turnovers the entire game. They went 3 for 3 in extra mans, and they won 16 of 23 faceoffs. So in all the, specialty type of statistics, they were very good.
Yeah, it was a very good game, from what we could see, obviously from the film, from start to finish for them in regards to their top returning offensive guys showed up with Collison and Chauvette, obviously a strong supporting cast around them. And, usually first game, having only 10 turnovers, I think a lot of teams would be okay with that for sure. Just with first game, guys are excited, going to be a little bit extra tight with their sticks, maybe, different things like that. But they look like a team that was pretty poised and, playing the way they wanted to play. They controlled that game. They controlled the tempo. They, like you said, they were, strong in all aspects. What
do you have to do defensively so that those two guys do not accumulate 11 goals between the two of them?
I mean, they're going to find their shots. So for us is to make sure we're disrupting their opportunities, being able to obviously pay attention to them. Collison's going to be can be more of a dodger. He's a big physical midfielder. So again, if he has the ball, we got to be ready to double him and make him move the ball. The only issue is when he moves the ball, Chauvet's going to be around there to receive it. So being close to him, he's got range. He's got a great shot, great release. But again, it's not just those two guys. There's other guys. They shared the ball very well against Robert Morris, and we're getting very good looks. So it's a team offense.
What did you see from them on the defensive side?
Again, just very sound. I thought their goalie, who's only a freshman, I believe, played very well in between the pipes, and just a sound defense. Again, Robert Morris had possession, but not a ton. With the face-off and some clearing woes from Robert Morris' side. They didn't have a ton of possession time, so that was a defense that I think was tasting the blood in the water and could be pretty aggressive with how well their offense was playing.
When you have a freshman goalie that hasn't played a lot that you're going up against, what can you tell your offensive guys to try to help them because there's not a lot to scout there?
Yeah, I mean, looking at what we can from the Robert Morris film, going back to maybe some of the high school stuff, seeing if he's changed, tweaked it all. But really, from our side, it's not overthink it. Let's generate great opportunities and put the ball in great spots on cage. Knowing how he likes to play. If he has certain mannerisms on certain shots and how he may be vulnerable in certain areas as well. So making sure they're aware of that. But again, just making sure that we're shooting the ball in good spots by generating good offense.
All right. So the Tigers and the Blue Jays on Tuesday, 4 o'clock. Glenn Smith and I will have it for you on TowsonTigers.com. For the head coach of the Tigers, Sean Nadlin, I'm Spiro Marikas, and hopefully when we talk to you next week, he'll be gloating over a win against his alma mater.